Good evening, everyone. My name is Nathan Schmidt, and tonight I'm going to be teaching you how to make a big pot of coffee. To my right is Mike, and next to him is Chelsea. They're not going to be standing behind me the whole time. I just wanted to show you all that I had a couple of members in my audience. The third one could not make it tonight, unfortunately. He is stuck playing tennis. So, so without further ado, let's make a big pot of coffee. Okay, to start off, when you make a pot of coffee in the morning, you're really tired, right? So you want to make it as easy as possible for yourself to get it brewed and get on your way. So what I like to do to start off is determine exactly what kind of coffee I'm going to drink. Now, if I'm feeling sleepy or, if I didn't get a good night's rest, I usually go for the darker blended coffee because I feel like with the dark blend, you get a little bit more of a kick as opposed to the light blend. I don't know, it just works better for me. As you drink more coffee, you'll start to kind of understand exactly what sorts of coffee works best for you. But what works best for me when I'm a little bit tired is the dark blends, and it also has a little bit more flavor. It goes from mild to dark. Dark is the boldest that Folgers has to offer. And Folgers is my coffee choice if I'm making it from home. But the dark is the boldest that Folgers has to offer, so that's what I'm going to use today. Now, for demonstration purposes, to show you the end result, I've already brewed up a pot of coffee because generally to make an entire pot, it takes anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. Now, I didn't really have that amount of time, so I made the pot of coffee already. I filled it up initially with water to the 10 cup level, which is that's about how many cups I'll have. It's about 2 full traveling containers filled with coffee. That's kind of what works for me. So what you do to start off is you fill this container up with water to however many cups you want to drink that morning. I chose 10. Once it's filled with water, you open this up here, and I'm not going to pour it in because this is actual coffee, but you pour it into the back of the coffee maker. Now by doing this, it's going to start filling up, to the top. I think this one holds 12 cups, so anything more than 12 cups is going over. So you just got to keep that in mind. After you're done doing that, you have to properly measure how many spoonfuls of coffee you're going to put into the maker. Now you have to kind of gauge it depending on how many cups you're going to make. So if you're making like 4 cups of coffee, you don't want to put 6 scoops of coffee ground in. For 10 cups of coffee, I generally put anywhere between 5 and 6. But for about 4 to 6 cups of coffee, I'll put 2 or 3 scoops. You kind of got to mess around with it to get a feel for what kind of coffee or how strong you like your coffee. So I put, generally for 10 cups, I put about 5 scoops. Now you can use, most of the coffee that you'll get at the store comes in grounds, but if you want a little bit more flavor in your coffee, you can take coffee beans and use a grinder, grind the coffee up, and it'll actually turn right into these grounds. Now you'll get a little bit more flavor in that coffee because it's coming from the natural bean and it hasn't been sitting in this container for too long. But this is easiest for me because a lot of times I don't have time to grind up my own coffee and get it going in the morning. So once you put that in, you're gonna, by the way, I'm using a reusable coffee filter. This is where you put the grounds into. I'm using this because it saves a lot of money on the paper coffee filters. You're not having to go back and forth between the store and getting paper coffee filters. All you have to do is when you're done, dump it into the trash and then clean it out, and then you can use it again. So this is what I like to use. It's easy for me, but then again, you gotta experiment with it a bit. So once you put the coffee into the filter, you're gonna close the top here, and then you're gonna hit, in my case, on my coffee pot, I just hit brew, and it'll ask me if I want the coffee made regular or strong. I usually choose strong because I'm always kind of tired in the morning. So brew it strong, and then you just wait. You wait 10 minutes, and it's all done. What I like to do if you don't want to get up extra early to make a cup of coffee, my coffee maker has a setting on it where you can actually set the hour that you want the coffee to start brewing. So this is like if it'll start making the coffee before you even get out of bed, which is extremely convenient. Now, this kind of coffee, it's a bit of a hassle, I'll be honest, but it's well worth it. The taste is much better than like your Keurigs or, I mean, Keurig is very convenient. Don't get me wrong, I used to use Keurig, but you just can't get the quality taste that you can in these regular grounds or even the coffee beans. So once the coffee's done, you'll take it out, put it into your coffee mug, obviously, and then now you have a choice to make. You can either put milk in your coffee, which I like to do. I like to add a little bit of milk to my coffee. My brother, who you just met, Mike, likes to drink his coffee black, which means he's crazy and he doesn't put anything in his coffee. You can also put sugar, basically anything that works for you. Some people put Bailey's, non-alcoholic or alcoholic. But yeah, that's kind of how it's done, and this is the perfect pot of coffee for me, the perfect cup of coffee for me. I'm obviously not going to drink it tonight because I'd be up all night, but this is how I make coffee, and I thank you so much for watching.